Autoline Daily is brought to you by Siemens PLM Software, transforming the process of innovation.
Here are today's top headlines. The big three in the UAW head back to Washington to testify. Silicon Valley worries about a big three bankruptcy. And Carlos Ghosn warns that automakers around the world need financial assistance. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Monday, December 1, 2008, and now the news. The big three and the UAW are back in Washington looking for a bridge loan, and it's one of the dominant topics all over the media. Various sources say GM is considering cutting as many as 4 of its brands. They say the UAW is prepared to give up the jobs bank, and all 3 automakers will propose salary cuts for top managers and seek concessions from lenders. We'll learn more of what the details are when they're officially announced, because the only thing we know for certain right now is that the CEOs will not be flying in on their corporate jets. The San Jose Mercury News reports that Silicon Valley is getting nervous about a big three collapse. Today's cars use integrated circuits to control just about anything that's got a wire running into it, and lots of chip makers in the Bay Area are heavily dependent on the auto industry and are worried what will happen to GM, Ford, and Chrysler. Let that be a warning to those who say we should not help the big three. Carlos Ghosn, the CEO of Nissan and Renault, is warning that countries involved in automotive production face massive job losses unless they move quickly to provide financial assistance to car makers. The AFP says Ghosn told a symposium in Japan that the job losses will not be immediately apparent, but will manifest themselves over the next few years. On top of reports of automakers pulling out of the Detroit Auto Show, WardsAuto.com reports that the 2009 Brisbane International Motor Show in Australia has been canceled. The tipping point came when both Toyota and Volkswagen decided not to show up. In Europe, GM and Ford are cutting back production. Wards reports that GM will eliminate the 3rd shift at a plant in Poland early next year. Ford will idle some 5,000 workers at its operations in Valencia, Spain. That cutback will also hold up the launch of the new Fiesta, which was scheduled for January 20. Suzuki just unveiled the new ALTO LAPIN, a mini vehicle for the Japanese market. According to Autoblog, the styling is about the only thing that Suzuki hasn't changed on the ALTO LAPIN. There are upgrades to the platform, powertrain, and interior, and this car achieves 58 miles to the gallon and costs somewhere between 11 and 15 grand. And it kind of looks like the Nissan Q, doesn't it? Coming up in our feature story, we'll take a brief look at the Chevy Orlando concept vehicle, and we'll be back right after this.
Siemens, transforming the process of innovation.
Chevrolet is a brand that is growing by leaps and bounds outside of its home market in the United States. Recently, Chevy unveiled a 7-seat multi-purpose vehicle called the Orlando that will be sold in Europe and other markets outside of North America. It's based on the all-new Cruze and was designed to combine the versatility attributes of an SUV, a minivan, and a wagon. Here's what GM's Vice President of Global Design, Ed Welburn, had to say to journalists about the Orlando.
With this car, we aimed to combine the best parts of a family van, sport utility, and a wagon. It has adaptable theater-style 3-row seating. It has roomy passenger compartment that quickly transforms into a large, flat, load floor cargo area. And its flared fender lines emphasize the wheels out, body in stance that visually lowers the high roof of this design.
Under the hood, the Orlando is equipped with Chevrolet's 2-liter turbo diesel that delivers 150 horsepower. And even though the Orlando has the look of an SUV, the Cruze architecture it's built on will offer the ride and handling of a car, as well as better fuel efficiency. But no word yet from GM when or if the Orlando will be available. And that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. But don't forget, you can get podcasts, transcripts, and a whole lot more at our website, AutolineDaily.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Visit our website for even more great content all week long. Autoline Extra, Dawn's Journal, podcasts, and even more. So click over and get the inside view at AutolineDetroit.tv.